Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. So I'm going to have to do a redo of about 17 through 20. Um, so there's a couple things that was made aware to me that I had done wrong, and I don't want to, um, you know, take the wins or losses because they might not necessarily have been that result. So what I was doing wrong a couple times, and not all the time, but a couple times, and this is the letter I should be going off for the chart. These in the gray boxes. A couple times I was slipping down here looking at these qualities. I would read off the charts of these. So that was one mistake I was making. The second, I think it was in bout 19, there were some dice was rolled and there were a pair of fives and threes. I read off the fives, which gave him a knockdown. Then immediately after that, he threw a pair of fours, which made the knockout. It should have been a pair of threes, which would have been a cut, I believe, on that one. Um, and and the biggest see, what I would have done was instead of redoing them, like I said, there was just a couple that I was reading off the wrong charts, but I started going back and just like about 17, it was pretty accurate. Um, Nothing really wrong there. But what I was doing was going back and just putting down the correct scores from what the dice roll was off the correct chart. Where I noticed the problem, why I had to redo everything, was let me see if I can share my. I don't know if I can share the screen down here. One second. Let me see if I can do this. I think. Um, let's see here. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is different, I think. But anyways, the dice for the blue, I had played a previous game and they were set to three-sided dice. So if you watch, well, I took it down, but I went and rewatched the video from the beginning. Everything was no higher than a three on all the rolls. It was either, one, two, or three, never higher. So when I seen that, I knew all the bouts were tainted. And I'm like, no, I can't go with that. So I'm gonna redo them. So like I said, I don't want to, I can see one mistake and get away with it, but for a result for four bouts, that just doesn't sit well with me. So what I'm gonna do is set these dice up right now. Okay. We are only, let's see, first bout, he has a skill of five, so he needs five dice. We're gonna change these to six-sided dice. And we're gonna not show that one. Make this red, six-sided. Okay, so that's his five. And Giancana has a skill of four, so he needs four dice. So he's going to be blue, six-sided, six, six, and six. Make these blue. Blue. Okay. So we have five red showing, and we have four blue showing. Okay, they're all six-sided. Okay, save options. We should be good to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I'm going to take my time making sure I'm reading off the actual chart, not the quality. So I'm getting my paper ready here. Yeah, it was made aware to me, and I was like, no way. And sure enough, and like I said, the cream on the top was when I realized the three dice that was rolling for the blue corner, they were or you know, 3 out of how many I used were set to 3-sided. Okay, so we're gonna start again with Al Capone and Sam Giancana. Al Capone is red, Sam is blue. Okay, we have 4s off the B chart. That is 14 points. Pretty sure that's what he started out with last game, the first time around. And 2 off the D chart, which is 10. All right. Round 2. Okay. See, why is that showing 0? Oh, I don't have base 1 set. Okay. It made me nervous here. I'm like, did I just make that 10-sided when I thought I did a 6? All right. Save. Reroll. All right. So pair of 3s. 3s off the B chart is 12. And 9 points over here because he doesn't have a combination. Round 3. All right, pair of 4s. It's 14. All right. And a pair of 1s off the D chart is a foul. So, oh, now we have to roll again and see if he rolls 2s. If he rolls a pair of 2s, then it will be a foul. And this is going to be 10 points. So roll a pair of 2s. Okay, no foul. So strike through that. And pair of 2s on the B chart, 11 points. And we have a pair of 5s on the D chart. That is 15. Round 5. Pair of 1s on the B is 10. And 9 points for Sam. Round 6. Pair of 5s again. It's going to be 14. No, that's a cut. Pair of 5s. On the B chart is a cut. A possible cut. So we're going to put over here cut. 10 points. Or 11 for a cut. Now we're going to roll. We need a pair of 1s for it to be a cut. But first, let's see. 3, 4, 5, 2. There's nothing there. So he gets 9 on that one. All right. So let's see. A pair of 1s. Yes. So it is a cut. Round 7. That's a TKO point over here. But his TKO is after 6. He's not going to accumulate enough, I don't believe, to worry about. So we're not going to worry about that. So round 7. Pair of 5s again, another cut. It's another TKO point. It's 11. And he has a pair of 3s on the D chart, which is 11. And we're going to roll to see if this is going to be a cut. Pair of 1s. Nope, cut. Possible cut. Strike that. And our final round here. Pair of 6s on the B is going to be a knockdown. That's 20 points. And we have a knockdown. Now, over here, pair of 2s on the D chart is 10 points. Okay, and we are going to now roll to see if it's going to be a knockout. Anything, a pair of 4s or higher. Nope, no knockout. But he will win by points, 103 to 73. That's about 17. Okay. One wins by points. And Sam loses by points. There we go. All right, on to about 18. So that one's done. So we're working off the A chart and the F chart. Skill set of 4 and 4. They're both 4. So let's go over here. We're gonna not show that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 6-sided. All right, we're good. Starting with Lansky. Throws a pair of 5s on an A chart. That's gonna be a knockdown. He doesn't waste any time. He's pissed off. He's got to refight this fight after he done one. Okay. Pair of 3s off the F chart. It's going to be 10 points. Round 2. Wait. Got to see if he knocks him out. He needs 4 or higher. There it is. He was pissed. He's like, I got to fight you again. I beat you already once. All right, there it is, a knockout. Skill set of 4. I mean, a KO. 3, need a 4 higher. You got a pair of 4s and a 5s. So, first round knockout. Make that red. And I'll just put here 4s. That was with the one that knocked him out. So, Lansky knocks out Colombo in round 1. Win by KO. And that's a loss by a KO. All right. All right, let's move on to bout 19. This is where I improperly took the wrong dice and made it a knockdown when it should have been a cut. I'm sorry, it should have been 13 points, not a cut. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure we got skill of 5 to 3. So we're going to have to modify these dice here. I'm going to need that one back. And here we're going to not show that one. Save. 5 to 3. This Luciano's favorite here. The skill set's higher, but Paul Castellano has a bigger knockout punch. He only has a 2. So the lower you go in knockout punch, the greater chance you'll get a knockout. But his skill set is weaker than Luciano. So I would say that Paul is more of probably a slugger. Catch you with the right one, it's over. So let's see what happens in this one. So we start out with a pair of 2s for Lucky. He's coming off the A chart. That's 12 points. And pair of 1s coming off the F chart is a possible injury. Okay, so the rule states for injuries, you have to re-roll. If you roll a 6 in any of the dice for that boxer, it's over. The judge waves his arms, stops the fight. So if it's done within the first 3 rounds, then it's a no decision. But anything after 3 rounds, it's a TKO. So let's see what happens here, guys. Will it be a no decision? It's a 6. No. Nope. So it's not that bad of an injury. He didn't stop the fight. Injury, I think, is 9 points. I was waiting on Jason to get back with me to verify that's 9 or 10, but I've yet to hear back, so I'm going with 9. I'm pretty sure with these two boxers, a 1 point difference is not going to do anything here. Okay, round two. Round two, we have a pair of twos on the A chart, 12 points. And we have 9 points over here for Paul. Round three. Remember, we got to go off the lowest combination. So here's 6. That's a knockdown. Don't even have to look at that one. It's 20 points. And he has a pair of 5s on the F chart. That's a 12-point round for him. Now we're going to roll to see if this was a knockout. Okay, so Lucky Luciano needs a pair of 4s or higher to end this fight. He does not get it. So we move on to the 4th round. Pair of 4s. It's going to be a cut. A possible cut, I should say. And we'll put 11 points there. Pair of 1s is an injury. Pair of 1s is an injury. We said 9 points on that. Now we're gonna roll first for Lucky Luciano. See if he gets a knockout. I apologize, not the knockout. See if it's a cut. He inflicted a cut. And he did not. So I'm gonna cross that cut out. And over here, injury. Okay, so that's a 6. Okay, I'm not gonna re-roll because I re-rolled for technically both of them on this one. So that's a 6. It's after the 3rd round. Okay, according to the rules, this fight is gonna be stopped by TKO. Let me see something here. Let me. I know it is. Injury. Let me just make sure. I don't want to say it is and it's not. Then find out it was. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. What is injury? When a boxer suffers an injury, they must re-roll the pool. If they roll a single 6 among the pool, they have suffered an injury and must retire from the bout, and their opponent is credited with a TKO win. If a boxer suffers an injury in the first 3 rounds, the bout then is deemed a no contest and neither boxer's record changes. Any boxer who retires due to injury after round 3 will be credited a loss against the record and loses a bout point. Okay, there it is. That one's a wrap. So this is I'm gonna put a 6 here because he did roll a 6, and this is gonna be a TKO. And so Lucky Luciano in the 4th round. Win by KO. Alrighty, final bout of this day. Tony Accardo versus Anthony Spilotro. So Tony Accardo versus Anthony Spilotro. We have a B chart and a D chart. Skill set of 3, skill set of 3. Knockout is 3, knockout of 4. So let's change these dice around. So 3 and 3. Okay, I don't know what happened there. That's different. Okay, whatever. I don't know why it's doing that, but all right, let's get going here. So start with 3 off the B chart. It's going to be 12 points. And 4s off the D chart is 13. We have a 13. So he's up by 1 point here. Let's see where I enter that data wrong at. Where I enter points. 13. Okay. Round 2. Pair of 2s off the B chart. It's going to give him 11. And a pair of triple 5, well, it don't matter. A pair of 5s off the D chart. It's 15. Round 3. 9 points. And 9 points. Pair of 5s off the B. That's a possible cut. And he has 9 points over here. Now we're going to roll for that cut. He's a pair of 1s. Nope. So that's going to be 11 points. Round 5. Pair of 3s. 12 points. And let's see what STRAT-O has. He has 9. He didn't do anything that round. Nothing special. Nine points. This might end up being decided by points. 9 points. 7th round. Oh, it's tied up. 64-64. 9 and 9 again. Do we have our first draw here? We just may have our first draw. Let's see, 9 points. 9 points. Final round. Pair of 2s off the B chart. It's 11 and he gets 9. That was a close one there. Wow, 2 points. So Tony Accardo is going to win by points. Righty, that was good. Down to the wire on that one. So Tony Accardo win by points. And then STRAT-O loses by points. Let's check out the standings here. Alrighty. Okay. So alrighty. So Lucky Luciano's on top. 9 points. Mark Clancy's right behind him with 8. All right. So I appreciate it, guys. Sorry for that mess up last video, but you know, once I found out the dice were incorrectly set up, there's no way I could let that just slide like, okay, it's just a little error, you know. So I went ahead and redid them, and I made sure the dice were proper this time, and I made sure I read off the proper chart, not the quality. So guys, you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you again. Take care.